So we're going to try this again. This is Arabesque. She is getting her hair blow dried after a bath, and we're going to kind of blow dry it forward to give more volume. You can use it on high, but I'm going to do it on medium so maybe you guys can hear a little better. And right now I'm just using my hands. Kind of gives her like a nice little massage. And just blow drying it all forward because I actually want her hair. I like when it's poofy, and I like when it kind of sits up. And I'm going to start with my matte comb, which is awesome, and just blow drying that forward. It'll kind of get stuck on any little knots, but it's great because it works really well. So I'm just going to brush your hair forward as I do this. If you have a bad like mat or knot, and you start right at the root and then brush it out that way, and using your blow dryer, it comes out a lot easier too. Just blow drying her forward. And she's being such a good girl. My doggies are kind of used to this now, but not too bad. So you can see right here, I can feel it. It's got a pretty bad mat. So instead of putting her through me brushing this out and all of that, if I can find where I put my scissors, there. So the best way to do this without making a chunk missing out of your hair is, she's looking at our other puppy, Lil. So you're going to take it, pull it up, and then if you're too scared you're going to come too close to the skin, you can put a comb in between here. But what I do is I like to go on an angle, so like kind of angling it up and then chopping that right out. So then I get rid of that, and then look how easy it is to smooth through. So that is a way to do it, and then you don't see a big chunk missing as long as you do it kind of at an angle. So I'm going to go ahead and brush out her other side, brush it forward just to make sure that everything's nice and smooth and it's going to do what I want. And I'm going to blow dry her a little bit more, and then I'll show you guys a couple more techniques. I'm going to do it on high. Good girl, Arabesque. Good girl. Good girl. So you can see where it gets stuck a little bit. You don't want to pull too hard. It's better if you do just little pulls at a time. So for human hair, you would start at the bottom and work your way here. What I like to do, because I already know this is nice and smooth for my hands, is to kind of work through and then gently pull it. If it's too knotted, you're going to want to work on like a smaller section. So maybe like not even a quarter of an inch, and then just work on that. And then you can slowly add it and then blow drying it up. So I'm going to show you on Arabesque's face too what we like to do. But I'm going to show you from starting from the corner of her eyes. So again, she's a Pomeranian Shih Tzu and Maltese, so she'll get eye boogers. When they're in the bath, just because it's easier, I already did some of their eyes, but I wanted to leave a little bit so I can show you the easiest way to do it. So the easiest way for me personally is to kind of push it forward. You can use, if you want to use a comb, you can do it either way, but you just want to be careful that you don't get in their eyes. But I'm just going to use my fingers. I'm going to push it forward, and you can kind of see that little spot that's still there. So there's two ways. One of the ways is coming in on the corner, angling your scissors up, and then just cutting right through right there. If you haven't done it before, maybe using a comb would be easier, and I still see some right there. So you can still go up at an angle, or if you feel more comfortable, you can go down at an angle. But she doesn't really like that one as much. So I can do it more, but I know that she doesn't like it, so I'm going to go ahead and just do my up angle. So what that does is it gets rid of that corner of the hair in her eyes, but even better, it makes it so she doesn't get those eye boogers and all of that gunk cleaned up. That's going to get stuck there. So you can see, especially from her side, we haven't blended from her ears forward yet. So she's got a lot of hair in between here. If I was going to put her hair up and kind of use both of those for pigtails, it's not as bad. But I do like to have a little bit under her ears clean, a little bit better. So I'm just going to take my brush, make sure that that's brushed out really good. And again, this is one of those matte combs, so it works really well. I'm also going to brush her ears up. You can do it any different way, but she's kind of used to that, so she doesn't mind it at all. All right, so, oh, I know. She says, wait, I'm done. I don't want to keep doing it. So you're going to look, go ahead and lay down, sweet pea. Thank you. So you're going to look, and I love how long her eyelashes are. So I'm not going to do a round one like I did on Lily, our white dog. I want to do it a little more drastic. For her, I like them to be really long and drastic, so I'm not going to do too much. What you can do is you can take your comb, or your scissors, and you can point cut into those hairs and make it kind of stick straight out, so it's really, really dramatic. If you don't like that as much, and you still want some drama but not as much, then what I do is I take it from longest to shortest, and I'm just going to do it on an angle. So I'm going to take my angle, and then I'm going to go on a really sharp angle, almost like a triangle side. And you can see this one is a little longer, but this has that little sharpness, and this has more volume when you do it that way. Then we're going to trim all the way from her eyelashes, from her ear forward. So that way, one, her eyelashes look really pretty and they stand out more. But two, it keeps it nice and clean over here. So if I want to put her hair up or brush her, it honestly saves so much time. And it doesn't make it look as knotted or sloppy, because it honestly doesn't knot hardly at all when you do it that way. All right, so still a little choppy. So I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to go on an angle again. So just slowly trimming up. And what it does is when you do it that way, you get a really nice blend once it's brushed out. Don't worry if it looks, oh, that's all right. Don't worry if it looks like a little choppy, because a little choppiness, when you blow dry it again or you smooth it out, all right, I guess we're going to do this side. She's done with that side for a little bit. Don't worry about taking a break either. Like, oh my gosh, I didn't finish that side yet. What am I going to do? Don't worry about it. She wants to do this side next. Totally do that. Now she's just going to be a stinker, because I totally told everyone that we could switch if you wanted to. So she's over on this side again. So I'm going to go ahead and just keep blending it up. And then on this side, I'm going to turn her sideways a little bit and then blend it. We've been in here. We did baths. We did haircuts. So I think she's pretty ready to be done. But you're doing such a good job. So again, if she feels like she's jerking a lot, don't want to squeeze it all, but you can put your hand and kind of angle her face over. She's not having it. But that way it kind of gives you a little bit more control, and it lets her still have that flexibility to move, so she's not going to feel like you're pulling on her or making her stay a certain way. So the other thing I want to show you is right here at the bottom of her eye. You have to be really careful, because if you see, her eyelashes right on the bottom are very sensitive. She does not like to have touched. But what I like to do, if she's going to let me do it, is take my scissors and blend that corner and blend it forward too. That one's pretty well done because I did it already. So the same thing, coming up from that corner. Oh, sorry, our other doggie's trying to get her to play. So going from that corner and then blending it forward. You're almost done. You're being so good. Yes, you are. That's all right. So she's getting a little antsy. So if she does that, it's good to give them a little break and praise them and tell them you're doing such a good job. You're being such a good girl. So we'll give the sides a break for a second. I'm going to show you again right in the middle. You can do it up if that feels easier. I'm just going to hold on to her just lightly because I don't want her to jerk because she's getting a little antsy. But that way, because my scissors are angled down here. So that gives her a little bit of separation. We don't want her to look like she has a unibrow. So you could use this as eyelashes, or for like boy doggies. I will sometimes use it for really fun eyebrows or mustaches. We can blend it in like a goatee too. All right. So we're just going to blend that one side because it's still a little choppy. And again, once she's done and brushed out, it looks way blended and just really pretty. So that is our demonstration. Down here too, just because her face is all clean and pretty, I would take this and blend that down too. And I'm just going to show you really quick. I'm not going to do the whole thing because she's pretty much done for right now. But just pulling that out and then taking your scissors, and again, you're just going to blend it down. If you feel like it's hard to blend and you're not used to doing that, like I said, I'm really fortunate because I've done hair for people for so long. But you can take your comb on an angle and then trim it down that side. So if I was going to do her side, I would take it like this. You can even use your fingers and then that's going to give you a straight line every time you pull it out. You just follow that guideline. So hopefully this helped. Have a great day. Thank you, Arabesque. Mwah, 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 mwah.